A Monroe County widow is suing two Buffalo area hospitals. She says her husband was still alive when an emergency room doctor declared him dead last year.
New tonight, 2 on your side's Kelly Dudzik explains why the woman says if the medical staff had listened to her, her husband might have survived.
46-year-old Michael Cleveland was at the grocery store last October when he had an apparent heart attack. He was taken to DeGraff Memorial Hospital where Dr. Gregory pronounced him dead minutes after his arrival. Michael's wife Tammy was told he passed away when she got to the hospital.
The doctor told me that it would appear like he was breathing, but he really wasn't. But my husband was still, but his eyes turned to me, and I said, but he's responding to me. He turned his eyes. And he basically everything he said to me was that it's normal.
But Tammy says Michael continued to do things that showed signs of life.
He threw his arm over and his right arm over, or leg over, excuse me, to try to hug me. And like I said, we were sending family members out to have him come back in. He did actually come back in after that and said that it was normal what he was doing, and that he had a lot of life to expel out of his body because, he's only 46.
Tammy says the doctor never checked Michael's vital signs until more than 2 hours after he had been declared dead.
He actually stepped forward and put a stethoscope to his neck and said, "My God, he's got a pulse."
After being transferred to Buffalo General Medical Center early the next morning, Michael Cleveland was pronounced dead a second time. Cleveland's attorney says Michael suffered from a collapsed lung, likely from a bystander's CPR efforts. And despite a stent being placed in his blocked artery at Buffalo General, too much time had passed without medical care.
He went into respiratory failure because that collapsed lung was left unassisted for such a long period of time.
Tammy knows nothing can bring her husband back, but has this message for Dr. Perry.
I want him to not do it again to anybody else. I want him to learn something by it, and I want him to look at me in the eyes and tell me that he will.
Now, there's a pretrial conference set for February 24th. If the case goes to trial and Tammy wins, it will be up to a jury to decide how much money she gets. Kaleida Health, which is named in the lawsuit and owns both hospitals, would not comment on the case tonight and told me, quote, "This is a patient care issue, which is covered by federal privacy law." In the Information Center, Kelly Dudzik, Channel 2 News.